What do you think? Ew. Can you believe I am actually holding a tarantula, kind of, sort of? Andy at the John Ball Zoo. All right, don't put his little head by me. Talk to me about this creature.
Well, so what we did today is we wanted to show you some animals that maybe typically people are a little bit creeped out by.
I'm a lot creeped out by it, I'll be honest.
So this is a type of tarantula. It's called a salmon bird-eating spider. And obviously it's...
Salmon bird-eating.
Yeah, so salmon is for the color. It's not because it eats them.
Okay.
Bird-eating because, yes, it can eat baby birds, but it's very rare.
This is the biggest spider I've ever seen.
It is one of the larger ones, yes.
How big is this thing?
Well, you can get it basically, you know, about the size of your hand. Across.
Is this highly dangerous?
No, basically they have fangs in there that are, you know, 3/4 of an inch or so.
Okay, that's a large fang.
It is, but they really don't want to use it on you unless you are going to hurt it in some way.
Can I tell you, like, I have like a creep vibe all over my body just holding this little guy.
Well, they're hairy, and so they give you that sort of creepy, fuzzy feeling sometimes.
Do I even want to know which end is his head? Is it right here looking at me?
It's actually this one down on this end right here.
Hi, friend. Okay, I'm creeped out completely.
So around here, one of the things that they do is most spiders will spin webs, but they are very quiet as they move, and they really use their stealth in order to find their prey.
I can see that.
If you were to have, say, the fangs inject anything into you, it's going to be more like that of a wasp sting, rather than
But I think I'd be so freaked out I'd have a heart attack. Let's talk about the creature you're holding.
For sure. So this is a California king snake. And, you know, one of the cool things about it you can see is its coloration. The black and white coloring, obviously.
It's beautiful.
It is, isn't it? It's very beautiful. So it can sometimes blend in a little bit in the bottom of the forest floor, or it might actually stand out to warn other animals not to come eat it.
Is he friendly or is he not friendly? Because that little black tongue is kind of freaking me out.
Well, this one we use for programs all the time, and so it's used to being handled and held here by us. The cool thing about them, they're called a king snake because they can actually tolerate the venom of other snakes. So they can actually eat other venomous snakes if they were to be attacked for them, or if they wanted to eat them for food.
Now, I know you've worked
king.
here at the John Ball Zoo for years. Are you still a little creeped out by either Mr. Furry Spider or the snake?
No.
Really?
No, not at all. I mean, these guys are so amazing. You know, for me, it's more about the how awesome they are and the cool things that we can learn about them, we know about them, than it is anything else.
Someday I want to be you, Andy. I want no fear. All right, our friend Chris is stepping in with another critter that has kind of a bad rap.
Sure, you know, so we have one of our crows here at the zoo. It's an African pied crow, and so it looks a little different than the ones you'll find here, the North American crows, and because of that white band. But crows are actually very smart. A lot of times in movies, you will find the sound of a crow or a crow flying in that ominous point in the movie. And a group of crows is called a murder of crows.
That's a bad title.
I know, isn't it? But so they get a bad rap, but they are actually extremely smart. They've actually been able to document their intelligence, and they really will pretty much amaze you at the things they can solve and the things they can do.
All right, here at the John Ball Zoo, some creepy animals, but often it's more in our minds than in reality, correct?
It is. Be amazed by them, really, more than anything.
All right, I'm totally amazed by the tarantula I'm holding. Amazed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those were some creepy animals. How do I deal with my fear and phobia of creepy creatures? We brought in our expert from Pine Rest Christian Services. Alan, talk to me about fears and phobias and things that scare us.
I think the first thing we need to remember is that fears and, well, phobias for starters, are based oftentimes, most of the time, on misperceptions of that which we're afraid of. For example, snakes or spiders or what have you, we oftentimes believe that they are incredibly threatening, incredibly dangerous, could kill us perhaps, when indeed that's typically not the case. And so we develop this bigger than life view of that creature.
So my fear of holding that furry tarantula-like thing might have all been in my head.
It's sorry to tell you this, but yes, yes.
Man.
No, literally, I would not have probably wanted that to crawl down my arm.
Good. Okay,
I think
so
there's
not alone in that
primal, yes, there's this primal fear of things that are perhaps creepy, crawly, snakes, what have you. But again, the reality of it is that most of these things are not dangerous.
Let's talk about this time of year, because we see a lot of scary things, whether it is commercials, movies, even the costumes some children wear. How do we deal with that as families trying to make the right choices?
Okay, well, first of all, I strongly believe that families have the rights, definitely, and even the responsibilities to create a Halloween that they want for their family and for their kids. Proactively, mind you. They need to decide ahead of time what do we want this Halloween to be, and create it around those desires. And so if they want a Halloween that's not based on fear and scary stuff, then they can create this from the ways, starting with the ways they decorate the home, the ways they carve the pumpkins, the costumes they choose for the kids, skipping the extra scary houses along the neighborhood, doing trunk or treat perhaps instead